friends, welcome back to Homeschool-ology. If you're new here, I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. My name is Nikki, and today's video is a collaboration video with Tricia over at Homeschool Break Room, and we are sharing our meal prepping or meal planning tips with you guys. So, as I mentioned, this is a collaboration. I'll be linking the playlist down below. So it's me and Tricia and many other moms talking about our meal plans. Now, they could be sharing a meal with you, or they could be sharing their meal planning process with you, or anything in between. I'm going to be sharing my meal planning process with you guys. Before we go any further, I hope you will head on down and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you can see when more videos are coming out. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, so I know that you guys are enjoying this content and would like to see more of it. Today I'm going to have a little bit of that imposter syndrome going on because this is my ideal plan, and I have revamped it, and we've only been doing it for about 2 weeks and we haven't quite followed it and stuck to it yet. But basically what I've revamped was kind of something that worked really well for us in the past, and I've just kind of changed it a little bit to adapt it to like our lifestyle now. So the best meal plan that I've ever stuck to and followed, the best, like the most accurate following, was when we did themed nights for food. So we would have like things like Meatless Monday and Taco Tuesday and those kinds of things, having a themed night for each night of the week, and then picking a meal that goes into that theme for each night of the week. That has been how I have always been the most successful with following and making meal plans. For some reason, I don't know if it's like having that like smaller category to choose from just makes it easier to come up with ideas, or what it is about it, but having those themed nights just helps so much. It just makes it easier to plan it out. And then from there, we have kind of like a list of meals that fits in each of those themed nights. Now, some of the meals will fit in multiple themes, but basically we have a list and we just choose from there. One of our nights happens to be a try it night, so that's when we try a new recipe, So yeah, so that's how it goes. So I'm going to give you a down view, and I'm going to show you what our actual, like what the printout is that I made. I'm showing you one that I am not using. I laminated the one that I'm using, and we write on it with wet erase marker, and because I've done 2 weeks, I am able to do it 2 weeks at a time, that has been helpful. Not having to sit down and meal plan, you know, every week, being able to do it every other week, it has been helpful since I've been using it, which again I said is not very long. So anyways, I'm going to give you a down view and show you what the different nights are and talk to you about that. Okay, so this is the printout that I printed out, and then like I said, I laminated it and we write on that with a wet erase marker. If you are laminating, don't use a dry erase marker, because for some reason that becomes really hard. Like once it sits for a little while, it's really hard to get off. So you want to use a wet erase marker when you're writing on laminated things. And then we just fill this in, and then I've made it double-sided because we've done 2 different weeks, so I'm going to share those with you in a second. And then I just write out 2 weeks at a time and then put that up on the fridge, and it's ready to go. So basically the theme nights that we have come up with are Meatless Monday, Rice Meal Tuesday, Whatever Wednesday. This one we were having a really hard time with coming up with names, and so we just decided to do a whatever we were in the mood for kind of thing. Then Pasta Thursdays, Frozen Fridays, Try It Saturdays. So this is the day where we will try new recipes that we can add into our days, you know, our database with the days of the week. And then Something Simple Sundays, because we do like to try to do meal prepping on Sundays. So we like to have something simple. Another reason why we have something simple on Sundays is if we eat out one day during the week, we can just rotate everything down a day or up a day or whatever, and that can be, the Something Simple can be our eating out day. So that's why we included that day there. And then I got this idea. I had been doing this for dinners. I hadn't been doing it for a long time, but I've done this in the past for dinners, but I never thought about doing it for lunches until I found, I was watching a video from Mindfully Live, and she said that they started doing a themed lunch for each day of the week, and that it was really helpful for her. And I thought, oh, what a great idea, because I do struggle with coming up with ideas for lunchtime. When it's lunchtime, what does everybody want? And it takes forever, and they're starving by the time we get it out. So I went ahead and adopted her, you know, kind of took that idea from her, and we created a lunch theme as well. So Mondays we are at Co-op, so we're always gonna have a packed lunch on Mondays, and then Tuesdays is gonna be our super sandwich days. Wednesdays are our wacky macky days, and that can be anything from any kind of macaroni and cheese to like cheese pasta, you know, like fettuccine alfredo or tortellini with so that's our wacky macky Wednesdays. American Thursdays are things like your standby hot dogs and grilled cheese and all those kinds of things that my kids love, pizza. And then Food Art Fridays. So that's the day where we're gonna have fun playing with our food. One of our favorite Food Art Friday things is breakfast, because they can make food art pancakes, but just taking their food and making some kind of art out of it, to just add a little fun into what they're eating, and maybe trying some new things, you know, because if they use some carrot shreds for some eyebrows on a face, then they might actually pick those up and try them. So that is the weekly schedule for week 1. And then week 2, the lunch schedule is the same. I only made one lunch schedule, but we did do a second round of meal plans. And this week, this is more like the schedule, kind of a repeat of the schedule that I used to use. We used to make a whole chicken every Monday, and then we would use that throughout the week for other things. My husband went vegan. I was vegan for a little while, so we stopped doing that. But now we have a lot of kiddos who are eating chicken, and I've added a little bit of meat back into my diet. So we are going back to the whole chicken Mondays. One out of 2 weeks, so every other week. And then we have Taco Tuesday, and then Shredded Chicken Wednesday takes the chicken that we've used, our leftover chicken from roasting a whole chicken, and uses it to make some kind of meal, something like chicken and yellow rice or chicken crescent rolls, which I've shared that recipe before. If I can find the video, it was a day in the life video, I'll link it for you guys. And then barbecue chicken sandwiches or something like that. We're going to use the chicken to make a meal from that. Asian Thursdays, this can include like Chinese, Japanese, or also Indian food. That any kind of Asian meal will fall on that day. Frozen Fridays, my Frozen Fridays are things like frozen pizzas and things like that, but also a lot of these meals I am able to make it like a double batch and then freeze the second portion of it, the second batch of it, and then we have that ready to go as a meal that we just throw in the freezer. I used to do, that was another thing that I used to do that was really successful for me. Back in the day when my girls used to dance, we would have a night where we were like gone like the whole time. And my oven has a setting where I can put something in it and tell the oven to turn on at X time and cook for this long and then turn itself off. And so I used to use that feature. I used to pull one of my frozen meals out of the freezer, put it in the oven, set my oven to turn on at like 5:30 or whatever, cook the meal. By the time we got home at 7 or 7:30, the meal was ready and waiting for us in the cooling oven that was still warm. And so that worked so well, and it saved me from having to cook on a night that's crazy, or just saving me from having to cook one night out of all the nights of the week. So a lot of freezer meals are things that freeze well that we do are like things like shepherd's pie, pasta meals, enchiladas, burritos, like all those kinds of things that you can like make 2 of them, eat one for dinner and put the other one in the freezer. Then you have this whole stash of freezer meals that you can just pull from. So that's something that works really well. It makes things go a lot smoother and easier. You're not having to cook every single night. Again, we have something or Southern Saturday, and then something simple Sunday. Again, something easy. That could be a frozen meal, that could be eating out, that could be, it's just something simple because we like to do a lot of meal prepping on Sunday. And like I said, the lunch portion is the same. So this just works really well. Having a themed night or a themed day just works so well. It makes it so much easier to come up with ideas. Having freezer meals is a great way to save time and effort. And cleaning your kitchen. If you make 2 meals at one time, you only have to clean your kitchen once. So that's another great way to save some time and make things a little bit easier and make a meal plan that's easier to stick to. So basically from there, when I make the meal plan, I will write out a grocery list for the things that we need for 1 week, and then for the next week, even though my list is already done, I can go and make, or my plan is already done, I do go in and see like what we've run out of and those kinds of things and make notes of that and go to the grocery store again. Grocery store shopping, I'm trying currently to do like Costco 1 week and Publix the next week. I don't like having to do multiple shopping trips in a week. I like being able to just go at one time and get it. But we are trying to shop more at Costco because we are a large family and their prices tend to be a little bit better for the most part. So that's what I'm currently trying to do. What it's kind of turning out to be is like a Costco trip and maybe like a small Publix run and then a big Publix run, which I'm comfortable with. That is working so far. So, but that's what we do for buying groceries. And yeah, so that has been really helpful. So far we have enjoyed coming up with ideas, or like we really enjoyed coming up with the night ideas, you know, the themed night ideas. My oldest daughter helped with that, and my husband and I, and we came up with the ideas. And yeah, so it's just having less to think about. Like, we're not pulling from this database that is huge. We're pulling from this database that is much smaller because we're only concentrating on these specific types of food each night. Makes it just easier to come up with ideas. That was always a struggle for us, was coming up with ideas. Like, what do we want to eat? And so this, having a themed night, has been so helpful to that. When I followed my meal planning most accurately in the past, it has always been when I've had theme nights. One thing I forgot to mention is I am going to be adding this to my blog that I finally got up and running, guys. It's finally up and running, but I am going to be putting this in a blog post over on my blog. So if you guys want to go get there, I will have it there for you guys, and I will try to make these fields editable. I will try to make it where you can edit these fields and add in your own theme nights, or you can just use it the way that we have it. So I will put the link down below in the description box so that you can head on over to the blog and check out the blog while you're there and pick up this for free. I hope you guys found this helpful, and I hope you will head on down and comment below. I'd love to hear your tips for successful meal planning, because I could always do better. We still eat out way too much than we should, or way more than we should. I hope you guys will head on down to the description and check out that playlist with all the other moms sharing their meal planning tips. I know I'm excited to watch this video and see those videos and see what tips they have and see if there's anything I can learn from them. And that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you will come back and talk to us again real soon. Bye.